I'm super pale. Okay. Hey, it is Ridiculous Reader here with a book haul. And I know that it's like the middle of February and not the end. But I think I'm gonna cut myself off because this has more books than I've bought in like the last 2 or 3 years. So I told you this was gonna happen. I told you, you booktubers were gonna make me buy too many books. Yeah. Okay, so I apologize if I'm talking weird, but I have a thing and it hurts. Whatever, you don't need to know about that. Okay. First off, I went to Barnes & Noble to spend a gift card that I had received for Christmas. I know, Christmas was like 3 months ago, but I didn't spend it until the beginning of this month. And for that, I got 2 Pretty Little Liars books to add on to my collection of Pretty Little Liars books. So I got the prequeliest. No, that wasn't the word. It's a half book. It's the in-between books, even though it's the same size as the other ones. It's an in-between book, but it's actually the prequel, and I'm very excited to read this. It's all about Allie and perhaps her... No spoilers. See? I just effectively gave you no spoilers, if you aren't that far. And I also got Burned, which is book. I did this last time. I wasn't prepared for what book number this is. This is book 13 or 12. This is book 13 or 12 out of like 14, 15. I'll need a couple more books to complete my collection. Super excited. Yeah. And then with another gift card from Target, not from Barnes & Noble, from Target, I bought Cinder. Now, I have adored this cover ever since I saw it sitting on the shelf in Barnes & Noble when it first came out. And I never even cared about reading the back of it. And when I did, I was like, cyborgs, space. That doesn't sound like something I'd like, but the cover. You can't have a fantastic cover like this and not be a good story. Well, it was 20% off at Target, and I had a gift card, but it was only for $3. But I had a gift card, so I bought it, because I love fairy tale retellings, and I'm just going to keep doing this until it annoys me. And I have to say, I'm not going to tell you if I read it. Yep. But then I went out and bought the sequel, Scarlet. This is, I believe, a quartet. Crest just came out, and Winter is coming out 2015, I think. I don't have Crest yet because I believe it's still only in hardcover, and I want to get it so they match. Like they have those little flaps. So I'm sad about that because I couldn't continue growing this, because look at how pretty. So pretty. Okay. Also, inside of these books, they have the half books in here somewhere. Yeah, they have, that wasn't it. This one is the Queen's Army, and Cinders is... Oh, and Cinders was Glitches. So I want to keep up the same, design with the pretty little flaps. I don't want to get something new and crazy. That just wouldn't be good. Okay, and then I went to a thrift store and picked up 2 more books. You don't need to see that. The first book I got was Shift by Jennifer Bradbury. Hey, Charlie Bradbury. Okay. I don't know, the cover just looks super cool. No. It was about two best friends go biking, and then they get into a fight, and one goes home and goes back to college, and he assumes that his friend is doing the same thing, except it doesn't. So his world kind of shifts. So, I don't know, it was at a thrift store for $3, so I liked the cover, and I just wanted something to read, I guess. Shift. And then I have Strangelets or whatever, I don't know how you would pronounce that. Oops, something fell out. It's about these three people who should have died at the exact same moment, like all over different places, and then they end up in an abandoned hospital with each other and realize that they're not alone, and they have to band together in hope for survival. They're trapped in a future that isn't of their making. I don't know, it just sounded interesting, and the cover looked really cool, and it wasn't damaged really, because I went to the thrift store and I saw a hardback copy of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which I have read. I read it when it first came out, and I loved it, but I didn't buy it. So I'm looking for a hardcover of that, and I was like, oh yes, but up here it was really, really torn and ripped, and it just, I was like, the reason I want it is because it's so pretty, so I'm not gonna get it. Lastly, not lastly, I went to my first Broadway play, gasp, and I saw Wicked, and I bought some stuff. This is a booklet of the show, kind of. It's got stills and quotes, and it's just fabulous. Yeah, and like, oops, that's not important. And like, just look at how, this is big. It's awkward to hold. Just look at how pretty that is. Yeah, whoa, that's what I didn't want to have. So yes, I've definitely enjoyed just looking at this. It's very pretty. And then I got my first ever book outlet. Stay. My first ever. That's not what that says. Okay, book outlet order. Okay, I did open it, as you can see, because when I received it, I was in the company of someone who I wanted them to borrow a book from me. So there is one book missing from my order because I sent it away to a friend. Okay, how am I doing this? I got a $5 coupon the first time that I shopped there. Sweet! Because I ordered so many books. Oh no, a book is in another room. Okay. I got Violet on the Runway by Melissa Walker. This is a trilogy of books that I actually read the last book first on accident. I saw it at a store, I think a thrift store or a local bookstore, and I picked it up and I liked it a lot. And I realized as I was reading it that I was kind of missing some parts, so I picked up the first one and the second one, called Violet by Design, which is in the other room. Hi, I'm back! Okay, and the second one, which is called Violet by Design, also by Melissa Walker. They have the same thing, So does the third one I have, but it's at home, not here. So that's that. Okay. Then I picked up this book, Wings, by Aprilyn Pike. I've been staring at this cover for as long as it has been out, and I'm pretty sure it's been out for a very long time. When was this published? 2009. Yes. So I finally saw it and I was like, I'm gonna get it. I didn't get the other ones in the series yet. Maybe next month. Then I also got Simply Irresistible by Jennifer Benash. I thought this was the sequel to The Elite by Jennifer Benash, but it is not. It is the third book in this series. So I cannot read this until I go and buy the second book, which would be In Too Deep. They all have the same cover, this sort of design here, in different colors. The second one is blue, the first one I believe is purple. I'm not sure though. This was a cute contemporary read about a small town girl in the Big Apple, and she meets a bunch of, rich stuck-up snobs. I'm not entirely sure what this one is all about, nor the second one, but the first one was cute and quirky, and I love anything that takes place, and I keep holding the books in front of my face. The first one was cute and quirky, and I like books that have to do with New York since that's where I live, so I like to pretend that I will someday become some royalty in New York. The next two that I got were Two of the Daughters books by Joanna Philbin, which is actually the daughter of Regis Philbin from Regis and Kelly. I own the first two books. The first one I think I own in hardcover, which I didn't realize I bought the soft covers. I did realize I bought the soft covers. I didn't realize that my first copy was hardcover, but too late now. I actually read these books with my mom, so I picked up the last two. The second one I do own, but I own on an e-reader and not a physical copy. Maybe I'll remedy that. I'm not entirely sure. These books are all about three best friends who are daughters of famous people, and they have to navigate the waters because they are not famous, but their parents are, so there's always sort of a tug and pull between what they want, what their parents want, and what the world wants from them. But they stick together thick and thin, and I'm pretty sure it also takes place in New York. You see anything? That's that. And the last two books were actually the ones I was most excited about, to be honest, and that was Eve and Once. I did not get Rise because they didn't have it, so I'm keeping a lookout. I read Eve on my e-reader, borrowed it from the library, and I fell in love with it. It is a dystopian novel about a young girl who's stuck at, I believe, like a boarding school, but she finds out the truth of her school and runs away. And then she meets a boy. Ooh, don't they all? And they kind of figure out how to live together and, figure out how to escape the government that's after everybody. And it's by Anna Carey. I have not yet read Once, which is a sequel to Eve by also Anna Carey, believe it or not. But I'm so excited to just continue Eve's journey because I seriously fell in love with her character, and I totally enjoyed all the people she met. Not that she met a ton of people in this dystopian, crazy-ass world, but I totally loved it, and my battery is done. That's why it got a little darker. Okay, so I'm just waiting on Rise. And then I will have a complete collection. They're so pretty. Ugh, so pretty. Alright, let me see if I can tackle this book holding thing that everyone loves to do, shall I? I think I can do it. Because I didn't get that many. Yeah. Woohoo! Whoa! What's that? That was 9 books in my book outlet order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14! Woohoo! Yeah! Okay. 14 plus my Wicked book. Which really, if you didn't see like good ones of this, it's gorgeous. The way it feels is gorgeous. And you'll notice a familiar, that's not a familiar face. Where is he? Oh, there he is. You'll notice a familiar face if you went out and saw Les Mis. All my books just well. That's Aaron Tveit, who played Enjolras. I think I pronounced that right. I don't know. Who played Enjolras in Les Mis. I did not see him on stage. Disappointment. Bye, and I'll see you real soon.